This version of It's Erik Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
A message for the ladies and gentlemen around the world and all the ships at sea.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us.
So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever shows are found, on whatever platform you choose. And as always, leave us a positive review. Would you kindly?
Never tried to do it with dehydrated chili peppers. I don't know if that works.
It probably tastes bad.
Yeah.
Good thing
Chili
you don't
pepper water is delicious, though.
I was going to say, good thing you don't have any animals in that apartment right now. If you just got bags of chilies just sitting all over the floor.
They would eat them.
Yeah.
No, I don't leave them on the floor. They're like on a shelf.
Oh.
Still.
Why would
Cats.
I leave food on the floor?
A cat might get up there and get into it because they can get on shelves.
And that's what he'll deserve. If a cat just somehow gets into my apartment and gets into a bag of chilies, that cat gets whatever happens to him.
I just want to squeeze a kitten.
Till it dies.
Till it pops.
Well.
Did you see that movie Mom and Dad?
No.
With Nick Cage and Selma Blair. Oh, it's really good. But there's a choking scene in it. It's pretty funny.
Graham crackers.
You just shouting out random foods?
Yeah.
So it's a white person's drug dealing app. Graham crackers. Now, what do you need? I need some Coke. Graham crackers on the way.
I like that.
It's Erik Nagel. It starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Gittles Show with Zia and Erik and Gittles. I'm your host, Gittles Nagel. This is the show. Erik, what do you do?
Nothing really.
Next, Zia, you.
I stick my tongue out.
Good, me too.
Welcome to the
been another
program, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to the show. My name is Erik. That was Gittles, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was me.
And then the woman over here who's still sticking her tongue out, that would be Zia.
Hello.
Phone lines are open if you want to get in touch with us. 651-SMITHERS is the phone number, 651-764-8437. Follow us across the board on the social media platforms at It's Erik Nagel. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. Those are the best ways to help out the program. Also, if you're listening to this, obviously you're listening to this. If you're not listening to this and you're hearing my voice, I don't know how that's scientifically possible, but you're doing it.
Get to a doctor.
Yes, get to a doctor and then maybe patent whatever it is you're doing because you made money for the rest of your life. But since you are listening to this and you know people who may not be listening to this and they can't do that Jedi mind voodoo nonsense that you're doing right now, tell two friends so they can tell two friends, and it just goes down the whole chain there, and then eventually we get more people listening, and that always makes it more gooder for us.
More gooder.
Yes.
So we're all back here on the program. I apologize for last week's show. I had to run down to take care of some family stuff down in Florida and threw everybody's schedule out of whack, so I wound up doing a solo show. And I gotta say, because I haven't done a solo show in a while, and I was like, all right, I can do this. It was just easier. I didn't have the setup down there to get everybody connected to do it. It was just going to be too much of a hassle. So had the recorder with me. I'm going to do it. And started to realize that I think I blacked out while doing the show, because when I went to when I went to look at the raw recording for it, the show was 2.5 hours.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it went 2.5 hours of doing the show, and it does.
Did
sound
you do a show or was it a therapy session, Erik? What happened?
It could have been a little of both. But I went to edit it and put it together, and I went, this is 2.5 hours long. What was I doing? So I think while I was talking, I kind of zoned out and forgot what I was talking about while I was talking about it, and still managed to pull it off. Because I had to go through
That's a Grandpa Simpson move right there.
It is, because I went through the recording and I went, oh yeah, I forgot about some of the stuff I talked about.
You just had to get it out. Your mouth took over, your brain shut down.
Pretty much. So that show is available on the feed, on the website, everywhere you can get the whatever platform you get our show on. You can definitely find it. It's called Nothing Wrong with West Palm. You can download that whole thing for 2.5 hours of probably just nonsense babble.
Just nonsense babble. You're just rambling on. You're like, oh, there goes the crocodile. And so, yeah.
Yeah. No,
At one point, you just stop and eat a snack, and it's just you chewing on the microphone.
Yeah. At one point, a dog gets it and runs around. It sounds like Eric turned into a werewolf.
Right. And I was giving away like the formulas for really difficult elements that still haven't appeared on the elemental table. Like I was hitting like 120s with some of these elements.
Oh man, like bolognium.
Yeah, totally with bolognium. But I fixed bolognium because bolognium exists before I got to it. I just fixed it. So it made it more stable, so it exists outside of antimatter. Anyway,
You're a genius. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that. Nobody else does, not even myself. So yeah, I was in Florida for a bit and dealing with the whole family stuff. Not going to get into all that again. Go listen to that nonsense from the previous week. That'll tell you the whole story. But we are back all here together, so I'll throw it around to you guys and catch up. How have you guys been? Who wants to take the lead first? Zia, Gittles, Zia, pick.
Gittles, I choose you.
Oh, okay.
You got to throw something at him. There you go.
Oh yeah, sorry, Pokeball. I threw it.
I'm good. I've been spending the week working on my chili recipe for the chili takedown this Sunday because it's one of the bigger ones of the year, so I can't half-ass it like I do all the other ones and just kind of whip something together because people are going to be bringing their A game. So I've just been pumping out test batches of chili and playing video games and watching some shit on Netflix while it cooks and just been having a good old time.
When you make all these batches of chili, do you eat a significant amount of it, or do you just give it away to a lot of people?
I eat like 3 teaspoons of it, and then I just throw it all in the garbage.
Okay, because I was going to ask.
No,
if you
I'm just kidding.
tired of chili.
I have so much chili. Of course, I eat all the chili. I have a lot of chili. I put a lot of it in my freezer. I brought a lot to work today.
Do you want to know what he really does, Zia? So he has these big metal vats that sit on top of the stove there, right? And he's got that big spoon that he's stirring it around. And what he does is then he takes it outside into a garbage can and pours it, but he looks deadpan as somebody's holding up the phone, and he's just pouring it into the garbage with no sense of remorse or guilt. And then he posted it on Instagram and said, there are people starving in this world, ...
Yeah,
and then he's just pouring it.
I was going to ask, does he also do that in front of starving homeless people watching, being like, hey, I could eat that chili.
No,
oh my
can't.
God. I'm so sorry. This just reminds me of a story because chili, diarrhea, kind of,
Cha-cha-cha.
Let's go right in there. Let's get right into the diarrhea chili talk. We were going to get there eventually. Let's just go right into it. Just like how diarrhea is unexpected.
No.
Exactly.
Oh, that's Daria. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, diarrhea. That does sound like diarrhea. But did you guys hear about that story? So it was here in downtown LA. I know I've brought this up before, just because to me it's so fucking crazy that Daria, you have a Daria pop. That's awesome. When I took you can take those stupid tests that tell you like what percentage of what characters you are. Apparently,
yes.
I'm like 90% Daria or some crap.
Good.
Get off of Facebook. Stop doing those things.
This was a long time ago. I haven't been on Facebook in years. But as I was saying, in LA, there's a lot of homeless people, 60,000 of them to be exact. A lot of them are crazy. A lot of them are addicts, blah, blah, whatever. Apparently, there was a story on the news that this girl was in downtown LA. By the way, don't go there because there's just a stupid amount of homeless people. Skid Row. It's crazy. Downtown LA, I think she was like out with friends eating or something like that. And she was walking. I can't remember if it was to or from a bus, but she's walking down the street and this homeless guy grabs her, throws her into the middle of the street, and then starts dumping a hot bucket of diarrhea on her. His diarrhea
I heard
on
about
her.
this.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
I remember it because they said hot diarrhea. And
Yes.
I was just did he just fast?
As opposed to the gazpacho that they were going to dump on them.
gazpacho diarrhea. Yeah, it was fresh diarrhea apparently.
Oh.
And it was like the way she described it was like dripping from her eyelid or eyelashes, like into her eyes. You'd have to get every shot known to man to keep you from getting like tetanus and hepatitis and just like every disease.
I would you'd have to get a grater to just peel all your skin off and just say, I'll just chance it and let it all regrow.
Yeah, you know what kind of shot I would take? A 357. Boom. Just like one shot, cured.
Imagine it turned you into like the Toxic Avenger. Like that's your origin story. And like, well, what kind of book was this? No, this was real life. This girl,
the Toxic Avengers.
This girl got hot diarrhea dumped on her, and then she mutated into the champion of the world as she is today.
Now she's a superhero.
Look at her Funko
Everybody's
Pop.
Like,
I guess that could go like two ways. It's like, because you can go the way where you just get everything gets dumped on you and it's shitty and it sucks, or you can get everything dumped on you and then like you get invited onto like a talk show or something. You get a book like My Shitty Life or something, and then like you can make it go both ways. Like either way, you're probably gonna get tetanus or like. Would it be? It's like hepatitis because it's from poop.
What if it's really some kind of like mutant power you get where then because you had that happen to you, you never have to get a flu shot for the rest of your life. You have such amazing immunity that you don't get sick ever again. Would you do that if that was proven to be the case? Would you sit there and let them dump hot diarrhea on you so that you would never be sick again in the rest of your life?
whose hot diarrhea is it?
That's not up to you.
Oh God.
You have to sit there with goggles like a Double Dare event, like a physical challenge. Yeah, you got the goggles. They do nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know, man. I think I would just take getting sick. I don't get, knock on wood, I don't get sick that often anyway, so I just rather be sick. I don't know. There's not enough showers in the world to make you feel clean after that.
No, never clean.
Oof.
All right.
Just go to like one of those like Korean spas where they like scrub you so hard that your skin is like raw afterwards. Like that's where you'd have to like go.
Yeah. Dump bleach on yourself.
Oh.
Need more loofahs.
No, yeah, all the loofahs. Yeah,
Oh God.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You'd have to
So
go.
yeah, come to the chili takedown.
Yes, give out the details for that. This Sunday, the 17th.
Sure. I don't know what day. Let's say the 15th.
Today,
14th. It's the 14th.
14th when
Yeah,
we're
so it's the
recording,
17th.
15th when it goes out. So yeah, 17th,
That's
November
right.
17th in Brooklyn. Where?
Lot 45,
That's
At 2
in
p.m.
Greenpoint,
Bushwick.
Bushwick.
Oh, I really wish I could come for that. Because that story is not going to stop me from eating chili, by the way.
Well, it shouldn't. I mean, it's just like it should stop you from hopefully getting like poo thrown on you. Like, what are like the warning signs of a guy who's going to throw poo on you? It's like I live in New York City, and sometimes you see people pooing, but not often like the poo and then toss. Like that's a special maneuver.
Yeah, that's definitely a really rough one.
If you see a homeless guy pooing, and then you all of a sudden out of nowhere you hear "Ride of the Valkyries."
Like what kind of bucket was it? Was it like a 5-gallon like spackle bucket?
I actually don't know. That's a good question. Just as the shit's flying.
And it sounds like this.
Oh no! What is that a can of?
That would be chili.
Why do you have a can of Skyline chili on your desk?
Remember somebody sent it to us a long time ago, and I didn't want to eat it. I wanted to use it as a prop.
Oh, it tastes as good as it sounds. I have friends who love that chili. I am not a fan.
I'm not either.
Never even heard of it.
It's like, ooh.
It's
It's
like
weak
cinnamon.
sauce, and you dump cinnamon into it. Good for you.
Ew.
And you eat it over spaghetti.
You eat it on spaghetti.
Ew.
Yeah.
it's
Ohio's
weird.
kind of fucked up like that.
Yeah, it's Ohio.
Did we talk about this when I brought up how I didn't know that chili wasn't normally served with rice? I brought that up here, right?
Yeah, I think we've talked about that.
Chili's like often served with rice, though.
Okay, good.
I don't see that as being odd. I served rice at a takedown once.
I get chili with rice all the time.
Yeah,
Great.
That's not a,
Good.
that's
Then
not a
it's
problem.
not
Why?
that
Who
weird.
told you it was unusual?
Everybody here. Maybe it's just not a thing in LA.
Right, you're in LA. Everybody from there is from somewhere else. They're not from there, so they have no right to talk about it. Although I will say, like, sometimes you do get people who make chili that don't serve it with rice. It's just like if it's a vegetarian chili or a meat-based chili, it's just in the bowl and you eat it like that, like you would like a goulash or a soup or something. So some people may just serve it that way. But having it with
cornbread,
rice is
right?
not unusual because Tex-Mex
good.
chili is served with rice. It's bean. I mean, is there beans in Tex-Mex? No, it's just
No.
meat, right? It's Just means
there's never beans in any kind of Texas chili.
Right. So
unless you want to die.
Yeah, but some will serve it with rice, and even down south too, in the southeastern part of the country when they make chili and stuff. You have the option of usually having rice with it.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
You're not you're amongst friends.
Yeah, rice and cornbread are usually like the two that you serve with chili.
Yeah.
I think.
Good. I think it goes with rice. I think that's like match made in heaven. I would even eat chili on noodles, by the way. I don't hate that idea, but they lose me with the cinnamon.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it doesn't taste like a normal chili. Like it doesn't have like a pepper flavor to it at all. Like it's just really strange. Like it's
thank you.
It seems like it's
you don't want a chili
it's more of the consistency that's like a chili dog. You know what I mean? Like it's not thick, it's thin. Ugh, Eric, please stop.
You don't want chili that tastes like a dessert. It's like, well, is it chili or is it a churro? I can't really tell.
Churro.
Chili churro dogs.
Chili churro dogs.
Yeah.
Churro.
Brian, that could work for one of your takedowns.
Nope.
Like a little thing on the side. Chili churro dog.
Maybe. I don't know.
Come get it. Chili churro dogs. That's like ringing the dinner bell.
I don't have anything to shake here other than a seltzer, and then I'll shake it and then forget and then open it and explode.
Please do that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
All over your electronics and your computer.
You can go to thetakedowns.com if you're in the New York City area and you want to if you want to go check out the big chili takedown that's going on and support Gittles to yet another victory. That would be appreciated. Yay. Other than the chili, how have you been, Gittles? Anything else going on?
No, like I said, just been like honestly just chilling. Just working on stuff.
Pun.
Chilling,
yeah, exactly.
Chilly.
Yeah, not much else really. Like I watched a documentary series on Netflix that was pretty interesting, and then I've just been playing Outer Worlds because I've been.
You're enjoying Outer Worlds? Because the more I peek in online, like seeing people post their video clips and such, it's like I think I might want to. Like I'll wait till. We got a break coming up for Thanksgiving in a couple weeks, week and a half actually. I think then I'll take a dive into that and try it out.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's funny. Like the dialogue is great. The things that you could unlock that you can make players say is pretty funny. I found an Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference in the game. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it's just a really good game. It's a lot of fun, and if you like open world space type games, it's for you. Check it out.
I want to do that.
I hear that it's like Fallout in space, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah. It's great.
I think it was you that said that, and then I've been hearing that from other people too.
Yeah, I mean the people who made Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Which I think was the last good Fallout they made, right?
Yeah.
I really liked Fallout 4.
I didn't like Fallout 4.
But I'm saying compared to the latest one that was 76, which I saw some online, but everyone still hates that one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Fallout 76 was their idea of doing like a multiplayer online game, and it did not do well.
Yeah, and now they're like trying to charge people like a monthly fee to keep playing it. It's a nightmare.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
No.
Zia, what have you been up to?
Just a lot of afterbuzzing. I did get D+. I did get Disney Plus.
Oh.
And so
You got D plus?
got the D.
Plus.
Damn straight. I did get Disney Plus.
One little guy in the background got the D plus. Yes. Or it's like Muggs, DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill. Like when he goes insane, the brain goes like that. So he just goes right in the back.
Yeah.
That was weird to do. Anyway, continue with your story.
References. I got Disney Plus because I got to be on the Mandalorian after show. So go check that out if you watch the Mandalorian, if you liked it, if you want to hear people talk about it. But I liked the first episode a lot. I really did. I don't want to give any spoilers away for anyone who hasn't seen it that wants to, but I am enjoying it so far. There's one scene in particular where a guy gets cut in half with a door, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm into this. So that was really good, and I did that after show. And today I led the panel for Marvel Movie News, and that's always fun for me and like the practice, so that was super cool. So there's a lot of stuff like that.
I got did everybody, we obviously Zia did, but everyone else sign up for the Disney Plus?
I got the free year through Verizon Wireless.
That's what I did too. And I want to point that out to some people because I did a poll about whether should I take the free year from Verizon. Now, I've heard other services are offering the same thing. I don't know which ones specifically, but look into whoever your phone provider is or your cable provider is. They may have the same deal for us in this area. Verizon was offering it if you had either a certain Fios package or you had one of the unlimited wireless packages for their phone service. You just went in, you plugged into your information, and you got a year free of the Disney Plus service for you. Gittles signed up for that. I was trying to sign up for that. It took me a day, and we'll get into some of the other problems people were having in a second, but it took me a day. For some reason, I kept trying. I had to log into the Verizon site, got in, saw my bill and all that stuff. Click on the thing to sign up for Disney Plus. It sends me over to Verizon Wireless's site. I log in through there, and then I log in. It shows me things like, oh, you want the Disney thing? Click here. It sends me back to the original Verizon website. So it was bouncing back and forth for most of the day. I said, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'll wait till they get this all sorted out. The next day, which would be Wednesday,
yes.
Yeah, about midday Wednesday, I finally was able to log in, and it kept me there, signed up, and instant access. Once they got all that straightened out, everything worked fine. But the previous day, besides from the 1-year service stuff, previous day people were having problems just even though they paid in advance. Like they prepaid for their year, monthly, whatever they did. And I guess that morning there were so many people trying to log in that there was crashes, things weren't loading fast enough. The Mandalorian episode was crashing a lot for people watching. Somebody here was telling before the show was watching it and was having a problem with it. That was Zia.
Yeah, I tried to watch it, and I couldn't. I have the whatever thing is an NVIDIA like gaming thing that we got just to watch stuff on because our Xbox died and like we can't afford to fix it, or the one in the living room. And so I went on that and I was trying to watch The Mandalorian. Everything else worked fine. Like I was testing stuff out and clicking on all the other content. Everything was playing except for The Mandalorian. Every time I tried to click on it, an error message popped up. So I couldn't. Eventually, I just moved into the bedroom where we have an older Xbox, and I downloaded it there. And then it didn't work, and then it did work, and then it didn't work, and then it did. And I finally was able to yes, I was finally able to watch it. It was a bunch of back and forth. But since then, it seems like everything has been fine. But yeah, a lot of people are having issues. But the thing with Disney Plus is that there were 10 million subscribers in the first, like, whatever. I mean, granted, that's probably counting people who pre-ordered it and paid for it in advance.
I don't know. I was looking at that number because they were throwing that all over the news yesterday or Tuesday. Sorry, when it launched, it was like 10 million subscribers. Yeah. I don't know if it was people looking to sign up that day because there was another bundle, which I'll get into in a second. Another bundle deal that only was available as the service went online. You couldn't pre-order and pre-sign up for all of this stuff. So it could have been that it might have been 10 million people. Because look at the whole cable subscribers just in North America in general. Because this service went out to United States, Canada, and the Netherlands. That was it. Just those 3 areas on Tuesday. Europe, Asia are getting it at another date. Those 3 areas. So just take the Netherlands out and just do North America, right? 10 million people? Not a really big number compared to everybody else that has cable, that has internet, that has a phone, that has streaming services, what have you. So if that was 10 million,
seems pretty big though.
It's a lot.
I don't
sign up on one day. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what it was bringing in because it crashed. It hit them like crazy. Yeah. My other thought was that I thought maybe they were doing this on purpose, like they were testing some stuff out in the way of letting it crash before they did the big worldwide rollout. Like, all right, let's see how it goes here. So if we have to waste a day or two with North America to handle it, we can fix it then knowing when we turn on Europe and Asia and Australia and all that stuff that we won't have these problems. Possible.
Asia would be like the huge one. There's like billions of people over there.
Right. So maybe that's what's like, look, we'll have to go a day or two with this being kind of, the coding might be a little bit off because there's only so much you can do until you actually go live with the damn thing. Yeah. And then this is their way of troubleshooting it this week. But it took like a day. Once all that's the sign-up problems and the streaming issue got fixed, I haven't heard anybody complaining about it since. And I was looking at the feeds that were trending. The hashtags that were trending. And everybody was in, and they were all talking about Mandalorian or complaining about The Simpsons or watching some of these old Disney movies that they either didn't know about or forgot about from when they were growing up. They were all up on the system there. It was quite an ordeal here for signing up for Disney Plus. The other deal, and before we get into the rest of it, the other deal for people, if you were signing up, you can still get it now. is a bundle that includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for $13.99 a month. Now, that is a pretty good deal until I went to look at it, and this is where I put this poll up online before I signed up for the free 1 year thing. Should I do the free 1 year of service from Verizon, or should I do the $13.99 for this bundle? And it was pretty 50-50 for a while until somebody realized that the Hulu service you get in this bundle is not ad-free. So you're going to watch it, and you got to sit there through all the ads. It's like the basic version of Hulu. So you got to sit there through all the ads, through all that stuff, and then you have to add on top of that if you want to get the ad-free thing. I think it was another $4 or something like that on top. Sorry, $3. Yeah, bringing it about $18. So I was like, you know what? I would like Hulu, but I'll just do the free 1 year from Verizon. Let that go. Then somebody else told me that you can pay the difference for a regular Hulu subscription and get the ad-free one for less than the bundle was.
Huh. So how much is that?
I got to check the email that they sent me.
Because I'm paying $10 for like Hulu and Spotify. I don't know if it would be worth it.
You probably...
Because I get Spotify free now through my Xbox Live.
Right.
So I can always cancel that thing. And then there's too many. There's too many plans. I'm
right.
trying to consolidate like three
do a
things.
search then. See, I don't know about if yours is a Hulu Spotify bundle. I don't know. But check in and see if you can like either send to tech support for Disney Plus or for Hulu and just say, hey, look, I already have Hulu. I'm paying for it. I'm assuming you have the commercial-free version of Hulu?
Yes.
All right. Just say, I already have this. How do I migrate it into the bundle that I have? People were posting online in the Disney Plus threads that you can do that. You just have to talk to somebody and they work it out for you.
Okay. Yeah,
so if that's the case, so if you're spending $10.99 or whatever for both those services, maybe it drops down a couple of bucks if you get rid of Spotify, and you're only doing $6 a month, and you've got Disney Plus and Hulu. Why not?
Yeah,
that might be worth it for you.
Because I'm already paying for Hulu and now Disney Plus, and then there's also Netflix. We get Prime because we get Amazon Prime because we just pay for Prime. You get the free shipping and all that stuff. But like that's a lot. I'm not even thinking about like HBO Max is coming out. I don't know who the fuck's paying for Peacock or whatever. Maybe there's some shit that people want to watch on there. But there's just going to be Apple Plus. That's it. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
right?
Apple Plus. So I saw they were restructuring too. That Apple Plus is now including their service in something. I gotta look it up. I heard it on the news this morning because they weren't getting the amount of subscribers that they thought they were going to get by having the low price point. And I think they only have like 6 shows, and only 2 of them are being advertised. One is the morning show, and the other, which is Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon. The other one is this retelling or reimagining of Emily Dickinson.
Yeah,
okay. I heard that's good.
I heard it's good too, but I've seen ads on TV for that, and I've seen stuff around the city, like posters and what have you, for Dickinson. So those seem to be the only 2, or at least the main 2 shows that Apple TV is pushing. But
they also have ads and stuff around for C, the one with Jason Momoa.
That like the letter C or like swimming C?
SEE. Like I can see.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a different one that I've been seeing billboards and stuff around.
The whole show is he can't see.
Well, that's the thing. Funny. I think that's exactly what it is, and apparently
really?
It's yes, apparently it's not good. I think what the premise is that all of the it's in like some post-apocalyptic worlds. I don't know exactly how much of this I have right, but it's in some post-apocalyptic God, I can't say words. Post-apocalyptic world where all of the adults nobody can see, but then all of the new kids who are being born, like the babies or whatever, can see.
Okay. The premise for C is in the distant future, the human race has lost the sense of sight, and society is left to find new ways to interact, build, hunt, and survive. Meanwhile, blind warrior and chieftain of Alkany Village, Baba Voss. Is that? Oh, that's Jason Momoa. His wife gives birth to a set of twins. To the tribe's amazement, the twins can see.
How do they know?
I don't know. As word spreads, it gets the attention of a cynical tribe and its queen, who will stop at nothing to get their hands on those twins. those rotten kids. In order to protect his children, Voss, this is so weird knowing Rich Voss now having to refer to it as this. Voss is forced to rely on his instincts and must rally fellow tribes to take down the queen and her tyrannical cult before they can capture the children. This does not sound good at all.
No,
it sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. And I like Jason Momoa, and he's from Hawaii, and I'm just like, this is just a bummer, man.
I'm just not gonna see that.
Yeah, I'm not signing up for Apple TV.
No, God, no.
Not even for $5. There's nothing on that I want to see.
If they have a show or strike a deal, I think I also heard that Apple does a trial too. So if they strike a deal with somebody, or they have a show that comes on there that I really am interested in watching, I'll do the trial to watch it, like I did with YouTube Premium. Watch the show and then like, yep, nope, done, bye. But anyway, for Disney Plus, I went through there. There was a lot to launch for the launch. There was a lot of stuff there. What I don't think people fully understood, especially with Mandalorian, is that Disney is retraining you to watch television. So when they put out shows, for the most part, they're not putting them all out at once, like Netflix did.
Yeah, it's going to be one episode at a time. You
got to have a weekly commitment to watching these things. Like Mandalorian had the first episode available on the launch, and then the second episode is Friday of this week. So you get 2 this week, and then you have to wait till next Friday for the third episode. And I think it's only 8 episodes for the first season. Yeah,
it's 8 episodes. I honestly don't mind that approach, only because I don't have time to sit and binge. I like when it's one at a time.
I think it's better.
Yeah. And it gives you a sense of, like, this last episode of The Mandalorian, again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it left it on quite a cliffhanger where you're like, oh, fuck. And it really does kind of build anticipation.
He's Darth Vader's father.
Yes. How did you know?
Oh, wait, so Mandalorian's only 1 episode a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 this week, and then one every week.
Yeah. This week, the first one dropped on Tuesday. The next one is this Friday. And then it's going to be every Friday thereafter.
Do you know the run times? Because the first episode I saw is only 35 minutes. Are they all that short, or do they vary in time?
I don't know. And I was a little bummed about that, because I was hoping more for 45-minute episodes. And like the run time was 39 minutes. But yeah, with the credits and everything, it was about 35, 36 minutes. So yeah, they're not super long, but I don't know if they're all going to be like that.
Okay. Well, I have some watching to do this weekend, because I finally got my service up and running. I got to catch up. I started making my list. I looked at my Netflix list the other day, and I went, there's so much shit on here that I forgot to watch. I'm trying to figure out a way to watch a lot of these things, and it's just such a defeatist attitude, because it's like, I can't watch all of this. There's no way.
You can't. You have to like pick something and then go through that, and then you're gonna have to like pick like 1 or 2 things and watch those to completion, and then like go back and start something else, because it's gonna be too much to take too many things on. Like I tried that, and that's why I don't watch anything now, because I got so burned out trying to keep up with too many shows at once that now I don't want to watch anything. So you gotta figure it out.
There's way too much stuff.
I've been juggling. I've been pushing stuff aside and. Wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's the chili. That's not the juggling.
That's not a juggle.
Wait, is this juggling? Oh, no, that's the portal gun. Never mind.
It is the portal gun.
One of these things must be juggling. I'll find it. Anyway, so yeah, I've been sifting through all the programs and stuff that I watch, because some of the stuff is relevant to doing this show, to doing my other show, to doing the other shows that I work on. So I got to stay on top of those things. And then I have to, like, where can I bring in the stuff that I personally want to see? And then where can I work in the stuff that I need to catch up on that I've never seen that I know everybody else has watched? So there's just so much out there. And I'm not complaining. I'm not saying like, oh, there's too much, I can't do this. It's a good problem to have. It's just a little frustrating, because it's like there's no way possible to sit there and watch everything you want to watch. So when I went through my Netflix list and go, oh yeah, I forgot about all of these things. I still want to watch them, but maybe one year I'll have time to sit down there and do it. But I started building the Disney Plus list, and there's a lot of old movies that I've never seen or heard of before. And I was like, this looks so ridiculous, I'm going to have to watch it. There's a movie called $1 Million Duck.
What?
That sounds quacktastic.
It is. There's a movie called $1 Million Duck on there. Let me pull up who is in it. And I just saw the title, and it was a duck with like dollar signs in its eyes. And I said, this looks so dumb. I'm going to have to watch this. This movie is from 1971.
Oh my God.
Let's see who stars in it. Dean Jones and Sandy Duncan.
I know the name Sandy Duncan, and that is it.
Let's see. A financially strapped scientist and his wife think their money problems have been solved when the duck, Albert... that's the husband's name, not the duck's name. The duck Albert has been experimenting on starts laying eggs with golden yolks. However, Albert's ambitions are sidetracked when his meddling neighbor, Mr. Hooper, from Sesame Street, begins spying on his family and discovers the duck's amazing ability. After word spreads around about the duck, Albert and his family soon find themselves pursued by greedy FBI agents.
Oh my. That sounds terrible.
My duck shit's gold!
I mean, I want a duck like that, but that's terrible.
This is on Disney Plus, you say?
Yep.
All right, I guess I have something to watch.
There you go. See, they've got bad movies for you, Gittles.
See, I guess that's what I could look forward to, because I've been going through Disney Plus, and there is, I'm not gonna lie, nothing I want to see on here. Like, I went through, I mean, like, I'll probably watch the Mandalorian eventually, but I'm just not that invested in the Star Wars universe. Like, I like the movies, I watch them when they come out, but that's it. Like, I haven't gone back and rewatched Rogue One. I haven't gone back and rewatched the Force Awakens. I haven't gone back and rewatched like, and the thing is, like, I don't rewatch those movies that often, like a lot of people do. I'm not that big into that fandom. I enjoy them, but like having to see them on demand all the time, I'm like, I'm okay with that. The Simpsons, I have an issue with because they made all the episodes widescreen. So when they push the camera in to make everything fit widescreen, they like legit cut jokes off, and it's bad because they don't realize that like they're cutting off sight gags in the episode just so that it could fit everyone's widescreen TV instead of just putting up banners. Like, just put up stupid like black lines.
It was weird because I think it was Al Jean, who's been the showrunner forever for the Simpsons and currently still, tweeted something a while back that it was supposed to be available in their original aspect ratio so that you can watch the show as it was made for, back in the day, and you could see everything.
Unless there's an option I'm missing.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Maybe there's a feature where you can hit it and then it goes back to the original ratio.
I feel like with how many complaints I've seen online as well, though, that
somebody would have figured it out.
I would have seen a tweet by now that would have said, "Hey, everyone, we're all idiots. This is how you fix it." And I haven't seen that tweet yet, so I'll have to look for it and see. There might be an option. You're right. I don't know.
We'll have to look. But the more pressing issue is, what did you choose for your avatar?
What? I didn't watch Avatar. The movie sucks.
Yeah, but your avatar for your Disney Plus account.
What avatar? I didn't pick an avatar.
You didn't pick one?
No, I signed in and then I said, "Where's the horror movies?" And there was none. And I was very disappointed. Well, because everyone's saying like Disney owns all these properties, so I assume they own properties that had horror movies. And nope, I didn't see any.
Well, what about the Haunted Mansion? That's kind of a horror movie.
That's not the same. I mean, I like that they have like the old racist cartoons with the little title screen that warns you like, hey, there's some cultural depictions on here that at the time were okay. Now they're not.
Ones? Like
some of the older ones from like the 30s and 40s.
I'll need to seek those out.
People have been posting like the screenshots online.
Okay. Well, I chose the little red anger guy from what was that Pixar movie with it was like the psyche inside of a girl's head.
Inside Out.
Inside Out. And Lewis Black is anger. So that's the one I chose. Because it was either that or it was going to be Hades from Hercules. I'm guessing nobody saw Hercules. Okay.
No.
Hercules.
Zia, what did you pick?
I didn't pick one yet. I was just trying to watch stuff because I had to do the after show and it was failing me. So I didn't do anything else
for work.
Yeah, except for while I was getting ready, I've watched one episode of Darkwing Duck. I've watched some Tailspin. and some DuckTales. And X-Men, the animated series from the 90s.
Oh, see, like, this is what I got to be looking for then, the old cartoons. 'Cause I didn't think about the old cartoons.
Yeah, all of the Disney afternoon shows are up there. I don't...
Spider-Man.
Goof Troop's up
Rescue
there, but the
Rangers?
Goofy movie's not up there yet.
No, Goofy. Oh, you're
It's
right.
not up there
Sorry.
yet. Here's something else that's interesting that Disney Plus is doing. They list their whole catalog, right? But I saw Adventures in Babysitting just scrolling through. I was like, really? All right, I'll hit that. And then it says not available till June 2021.
Yeah.
So they list their entire catalog, and you can put it on your list, but it will let you know when it's available. And that's still like 2 years away, which is a little weird, but it's on there. So they list their entire catalog, and they just tell you when it will be available.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because you know what they're going to have. It just sucks when you see something you want to watch and you click it and you're like, oh, crap, I can't watch this for another 2 years. But they still have to finish all their licensing deals with wherever else these movies and shows are licensed out to, unfortunately. But yeah, Gittles, there's a lot of old cartoons. Do you remember the Silver Surfer 90s cartoon? Because I didn't know it was a thing.
I didn't know about that.
I did not know that.
Well, it's
I never
there.
liked Silver Surfer, so like that's not something I'm gonna like go look up. Unless it's so terribly bad, I should watch it.
Well, apparently it's awful. That my husband said it is not good, and I do like the character, so I was like, oh, cool, a cartoon. He's like, no. So apparently it's pretty bad. I would be curious to get your take on it.
All right, no, I'll check it out. If it's that bad, I can do that.
I want to check that out.
Check it out, Erik.
We should all check it out.
I'll check it out. What's it all about?
You know, that's a
Silver
really good
Surfer.
question.
Oh yeah, you said that. Okay. Yeah, so some of those old cartoons and stuff are on there. The new DuckTales series, I never knew when it was on, and I wanted to watch it because, one, I liked DuckTales growing up. Two, the art style is completely different. It looks kind of comic booky, which is nice because it's like a hard outline on all the characters and whatnot. Oh, you didn't watch the new ones. You watched the old DuckTales.
I watched the old ones.
With the Beagle Boys and Magica Dispel.
Oh, the Beagle Boys. I forgot about them.
So,
but I do want to watch the new one because, go ahead, sorry.
The new one I've heard a lot of great things about, but I just they never really told you when it was on, right? So I couldn't set the DVR. I didn't watch it. The whole series is up there. The shorts and the first season are up there. The second season, I think, is still on TV right now. But David Tennant from Doctor Who plays Scrooge McDuck.
Yes,
so
that's the reason I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, that was the reason I wanted to watch it. So I'll watch all the other stuff here, but I'm just going to give you a rundown real quick of some of the things that I have on my list already.
Ooh.
So I found all these old movies that either I've heard of, have never seen, or never heard of to begin with. One was that $1 Million Duck movie. And then there were some things that were pretty popular that people are going to want to watch, like the World According to Jeff Goldblum. I put that on there. And I've
watched
heard
that too.
I've heard a lot of people really liking the first episode that's up.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
So I'm going to watch that. And then the live action Lady and the Tramp. I'm going to give that a whirl and see how that goes. But then I go through...
Are you going to watch it with Monty?
I will. He just had an MRI.
You should do it. You guys
He's
should share like a
recovering.
milk bone biscuit, like in the seams.
He's recovering this weekend, so maybe we'll do that.
What's he recovering from? Is he drunk?
No, we had to take him in for an MRI. So they had to put him under for a while, and so they could strap all this stuff to monitor him and then do the MRI machine over him. He's had some weird thing for the last several months where he's a French bulldog, and his left leg would pull up like he hurt his paw.
Oh, okay.
But he wouldn't cry or complain or anything. He'd just stand there. All of a sudden, the left leg would pull up into the body, and he'd be standing there like a tripod, kind of weird. And then we noticed a couple of times he jumped up on the couch and started making all this noise like it hurt for him jumping on the couch. He never had that problem before. So now he doesn't even jump on the couch. He won't go up the stairs. I have to carry him up the stairs because he won't go up there. But this was going on for a while. We thought maybe he just sprained a muscle or what have you. We were giving him some medicine and nothing was working. And now they think that it might be some kind of like pinched nerve or something down at the base of his where his tail a tail would be. They don't have tails, but like in that tailbone area.
That was a little nub.
Yep. So we're waiting for the results to come back, and we'll see if he needs to get any kind of. If he does have to get some kind of surgery, it's like very, very tiny. It'll be just to correct something, but otherwise, it might just be a process that takes a year or so for him to work through. And what have you. So he's all groggy and
guy.
passed out today. I picked him up from the pet hospital, and he was good spirits and everything, but he's just not fully out of he's just too out of it. He's not fully aware of everything going on. He's just passed out on the couch right now.
Yeah, just hang out on the couch with him, cuddle up, and watch Lady and the Tramp.
It's
Adorable.
like, he'll put his paw on me. He's like, turn off this dumb duck movie.
Turn off this chick flick.
Yeah. So here's some other movies I found in there. So apparently there's 2 Swiss Family Robinson movies.
Ooh.
I've been on the attraction at Disney many times, never seen the movie ever, never read the book. So there's one from 1940 and there's one from 1960. So I will put both of those on there. The Kurt Russell movie, The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. I've never seen that movie, but that's a movie that's always brought up when they talk about Kurt Russell's wide span of films, and they bring up Escape from New York, a Snake Plissken. They bring up his role in the Hateful Eight and a bunch of other. No, he wasn't.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China. Overboard. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, he also started in the Disney film The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. So it's about some kid who I guess turned into a computer or had a computer in his head, and he was like the smartest kid in the world. So I want to grab that kid and shake him and say, play thermonuclear war. That's war games. No! His head explodes. That movie, The Absent-Minded Professor, knew of, starring Fred McMurray, never watched. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, again, never read the book, knew of it, never watched the movie, going to watch that. Journey to the Center of the Earth, I know that's been remade once or twice, never saw it. This was the 1959 version. Escape to Witch Mountain, which I know The Rock redid. Didn't see the new one, never saw the old one, that's on there. Apparently, there's a documentary, I think it's a documentary or a documentary series called The Imagineering Story.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
And it's about creating happiness takes a strong blend of imagination and engineering known as Imagineering. And I guess it's explaining how they built... First episode is how they built Disneyland. How Walt came up with it, who he hired, how they built the models for it, how they actually executed the construction and the design for all of those things. So that looks pretty cool. That's on the list there, too. Then I forgot National Geographic is part of it.
Yeah, they have some stuff on there, which that's like interesting. There's like some good nature stuff.
Yeah, there's some. I love space and oceanography. Anything on land I don't give a fuck about, but if it's on space or if it's underwater, I'm all about it. I want to see that. So there was a couple of documentaries on there, and then Gordon Ramsay has a show on there.
Wait, he does?
Called Gordon Ramsay Uncharted. Gordon Ramsay travels the globe on an epic adventure in search of culinary inspiration.
I want to watch that. I love...
So is it like No Reservations with Gordon Ramsay?
That's exactly what I thought it was when I'm watching the trailer for it.
It sounds like.
It's like
imagine it's like going up to a town. So like, so what's your local food? Does it taste like shit, you bastards?
Yeah, there's season 1 is up there from 2018. It's 6 episodes. I think season 2 is currently on National Geographic right now, or Nat Geo as they're calling it.
Ooh.
So that's on there. Then they got Expedition to Mars. Like National Geographic section has a lot of cool stuff too. If you're not looking for the Disney animated stuff or these old movies, the Nat Geo area has a lot of stuff. I got the DuckTales things. Oh, this movie, I know Big Kev loved this movie and talks about it all the time, but I never watched it. It's called The Black Hole from 1979.
I've seen it, but I've like the box for it. I've never actually watched the movie.
Well, that's on my list. All the Muppet movies I threw on there because who doesn't want to watch the Muppet movies? And then the rest of them are just animated movies you don't care about. So,
which ones I don't care about?
Hercules, Atlantis.
Oh yeah, I don't care about any of those.
I do.
I like them too.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun stuff up there for you to explore. We've turned Gittles into a new direction where he's like, oh, there's other things on there that I may actually like. So he's going to go back, and every day is just going to be the Disney afternoon. No?
He's shaking his head.
No? I'm not going to call you up and you're watching Tailspin or Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers?
Probably not. I might watch one or two things.
What about Gummy Bears?
You know me. Like I don't even keep up on shows I like. The chance that I'm going to go onto Disney Plus and start like watching old shit, like it's not going to happen.
Fair point.
You just have to put it on in the background when you're making chili.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Maybe we need to get you an iPad so you can set that up while you're cooking, and then you can catch up on all these shows.
Anything you want to buy me, Eric, I will take.
Okay. Ordering One Life. And
thank you.
Amazon will be there tomorrow. Great.
Yeah, they show up, kill me.
It's all damaged. The box is broken.
It's all damaged.
And they're like, your life sucks.
This is in the same condition as the one you have now. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll take it.
At least it's clean.
It's got a better warranty.
One extra one.
It's unused.
What else is going on before we take a break? Oh, here's
on?
something weird happened in the last few weeks. One is I noticed something that something really freaked me out that I noticed that I didn't know everybody else knew and I didn't know. So I wanted to, when I mentioned that, I want to get your take, one, on that, and then two, if it's happened to you where you discovered something that apparently everybody else knew that you didn't, and it kind of freaked you out that you didn't know about it. But the other part of it is that I was writing something out today. I don't do much by hand anymore for writing unless it's... I'm king of Post-it notes because that's how I organize everything. I have Post-it notes and I have it all there.
King of Post-it notes? Oh,
I am.
Your Honor, Your Majesty. Like, I had no idea.
Yes.
Do you have a Post-it note throne crown?
Yes. I got it from Romy and Michelle's high school reunion
Jesus.
because they invented Post-it notes. So that's usually as much writing as I'm doing by hand these days. And I was writing something else out, long form, and I'm writing... And I didn't realize about halfway through the first paragraph, I stopped writing in print and I was starting to write in cursive. And I didn't realize I made the switch. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'll do this. I'm writing it out because everything I write out is in print. I don't use in script, in cursive, if you will. And I'm writing everything out and then I finish everything. And then I look back at it later and I see halfway through, I started writing in cursive. And then I'm like, did my brain die on me? Like, what happened? It made a physical change, and I didn't recognize it until I went back later and looked at it. And I said, why did I do that? Isn't that weird? Like, if you were...
Yes.
I don't know if you guys write by hand much anymore nowadays, but if you're doing that and all of a sudden you just started writing in a different language, wouldn't you be like, wait, what? Why did I do that?
Yeah, never subconsciously. I do like weird things where I'd change the way I write my A's every so often. I don't know why, just cause. But I've never been writing something and then just suddenly switch to cursive. That's without realizing it. That's super weird. Did you have?
I think that's the sign of a serial killer.
Yeah. You might be getting ready to murder someone.
I think he's gonna kill somebody. He knows how to draw those fancy Z's.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to do those.
I don't know how to do that either. I remember all my life those Z's I couldn't get because it goes like this in a loop and then down it had a big swoop at the bottom and then comes up. And I was just like, I would just go scribble, 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 circle. Done. That's a Z.
Yeah, totally.
That's a Z.
That's a Z. But my handwriting is shit to begin with. It always has been. I've tried really hard to slow down and print better and print more efficient and everything. It just, my mind goes too fast, and if I'm sitting there focusing on it, that means I'm not remembering what I need to write, and then I screw that up, or I don't get everything done, or it takes too long. So I just fly through everything. I write all my notes down, and I look back and I go, I don't know what the hell I wrote. It looks like it was measuring an earthquake. You know, it's like a 2.3 hit apparently, but oh no, that's my handwriting.
I think most guys don't have great handwriting.
I have terrible handwriting. Like, I should have been a doctor. My handwriting is so bad.
Yeah, most guys I know just don't have good. I actually very rare. I think maybe once or twice I've met a guy that has good handwriting, but for the most part, I wonder if that is like a legit gender thing.
It could be.
You can't assume that. You can't assume that. Not in today's world.
How dare you?
You can that.
How dare men and women be different in any way, shape, or form? We're all the same.
Yeah.
It's not true. We're not all the same.
Not all the same.
No.
Yeah, usually you can tell when a girl writes something because you always see it's very
a little smiley face.
It's very loopy, very circular. It's the eyes are heart dotted or circled. Like there's room within the letter structure where a guy's is all crammed together.
Yeah.
It's like I think that says can't, or the C word. I'm not 100% sure because it's too close together. You can't tell. It's like, I'm not going to take the chance on this. I will not do the oh man, now I'm forgetting English. What is when you combine the words together? Contraction. Yeah, so I will not do the contraction, and I will just say cannot, and everything will be safe.
I cannot do this.
Hello, I can't do this. Oh, sorry, I'm British. You're not British, sorry.
You said it, Erik.
You're fired.
Hey, cunt. Or Australian, where they just call each other that.
I like when Zia just throws that out there, because that's unexpected.
Shouldn't be.
Good for you for not having morals.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was just weird. I was writing that, and all of a sudden it just switched over. And that always... maybe I watched too much House, because there were so many episodes where people were all of a sudden they'd have something wrong with their brain, and they'd start speaking a language they didn't know.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, is this happening to me? Am I in a House episode?
Or you have something that can't be diagnosed. You're going to have to go see like 20 different doctors before you finally get to Dr. House. It's going to be a real pain.
Yeah, I'm not. I think I'll just...
You're going to have to go to Dr. Apartment, Dr. Domicile, Dr. Room for
Townhouse,
Dr. Corporate Park.
Dr. Hostel.
Oh.
Bad. Don't go to him.
So that was one thing. The other thing that freaked me out was weeks ago. We were talking about... it was about money, and we had sent somebody out to go pick up something that we needed for work, and then they came back and gave me the change for it, and it was actual coin change in there, right? Yeah. And I just looked at it, I was like, it's so weird. This used to be like everybody had coin change. Now I barely remember to keep cash in my wallet, you know, and that's just for basic tipping or quick needs for whatever reason. So handing you coin change, I'm looking at it's just so weird. So I'm looking at it, and then I notice, I'm like, oh, they gave you a dud coin. I didn't know if it didn't look Canadian, so I thought somebody made a fake coin and it just gets mixed in. And then I realized, no, it's actual currency. They changed the back of a penny.
Yeah.
From the Lincoln Memorial to like Captain America's shield.
Yeah, a long time ago, dude.
I had no idea, and I freaked out. I go, what is it? And I looked at the penny.
While, man.
The what?
Wait, they did?
I'm like, you've been poor in a while, and you're not looking at your back of your pennies.
No, I looked at the penny. I go, wait, what is this? And I looked, and I said, did anybody else know about this?
Jar of pennies right here.
Yeah. So I
have a whole can of chili.
I didn't know that. Oh no. Chili again.
This is going to be a horrible episode for some people. Yeah, so I looked at Penny and I started like kind of freaking out, and I just asked him, I'm like, did you know about this? Other guy didn't know about it. He goes, no, really? I said, look at this. It's a shield. And when did they do this? This must be recent. Yeah, so now these two idiots, myself and the other guy, are sitting there, Googling pennies in the treasury, trying to figure out what. So apparently this switched this in 2014. It's been 5 years that they switched the back of the penny. Not that it means anything to anybody, because it really doesn't. I think it was more the fact that this was something so commonplace that I had no idea was going on, and I freaked out over it. Not like, oh, am I losing touch with trends and things going on? But this was just something so simple that everybody seems to have known, and I didn't know it, and that's what kind of freaked me out. Do you ever have those moments where it's something like you just discover something and everyone's like, that's been going on for a long time, or everybody knows that?
Not really. Not like something like that. Not like a penny. I mean, every once in a while, like if I get a quarter and I forget that they have like, those change back ones, I'll be like, what do I get this Canadian change for? But then I'm like, oh, it's just a quarter. I was separating all my change the other day, and I was coming across lots of Canadian coins and shit like that because I went to Canada a year ago. And I completely forgot about it. But yeah, I'm going through. I'm like, is this a dime? What is this? Yeah, I don't know. But I don't, nothing like that. I can't think of anything like.
Zia?
I'm sure there is, but I'm trying really hard to think about it, and I can't. Although I didn't know about the penny, because I haven't used change in forever, and I don't really look at my change. I just I have a change jar, like one of those Coke can.
Do you throw it at the many homeless people in downtown? Like, get away from me, hucks.
Yeah. Exactly. As soon as they come near me, I'm just like, ugh. There was a girl I went to high school with who used to throw pennies at the hookers in Hilo. She was kind of an asshole.
But check this out. Like, grab like a whole bunch of pennies. Like, grab like 5 or 6 pennies with some old ones and some new ones. Stack them like this.
Right.
And then look at them really closely, and you'll notice that the width is different on them.
Weird.
Like some of the newer ones are actually like a little thinner than some of the older ones. Like this one here, this one's pretty thick. What year is it? 1972. And then like this one's pretty thin, and this one's 2009.
For the great copper shortage of 01.
Well, I mean, there's no copper in them. I think they're mostly zinc anyway now. So it actually costs more money to make a penny than what they're worth.
Why do we still have pennies? Like Australia got rid of pennies years ago. They just round up or down.
I don't know. Yeah, see, that's that's the shield.
Oh, I did know about that. Yeah, I saw that.
I had no clue.
I was picturing a totally different shield, like a round Captain America one. I was like, oh wait.
No, I was
what?
like, you know what this is. Like, you've seen a penny since 2006. Like, it's not that new, Eric. It's like 13 years.
No, 2014 is when that happened. 5 years ago.
Well, whatever.
Didn't notice it
years ago.
But somebody in the office goes, "Do you know they changed the quarters too? Stand back." And I was like, "Yeah, I know they changed the quarter because they made that a big deal of selling those maps that if you got every quarter for each state, you can put it in your collector's map." Like they really
every quarter for each state, you have 42.50.
Yeah. That Gittles will steal because he needs it more than you do.
That is true. Gittles
walking in, it's a fucking Dollar General with the quarter map. What can I get for this? Just let that quarters pop everywhere. Not my problem. $42.50. I'll take it in Pringles and ramen noodles, please.
Making fun of my quarters.
All right. It was weird. I've been noticing little things here and there that it's not for a matter of.
Wait, what other things?
Those are the two that are the most forefront. I know there have been others. I'll try to think about it and write it down because it will come to me about some things that I noticed that other people already knew about that I didn't. But it seems to be happening more and more often now. So the penny thing was like 2 months ago, and then the switching to cursive was a weird thing.
That's an odd one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's your brain just zoning out, like, not paying attention. I guess maybe just not paying attention. Kind of what happened when you did the solo show. Your brain just sort of shuts down, and autopilot takes over, and it's like we're just gonna write in cursive now.
Yeah, apparently, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh well.
As long as you're not having mini strokes.
No, but I'm bleeding from every open orifice.
Oh. Should probably go see someone about that.
Coming out the mouth.
No.
That was terrible. All right, we're going to take...
sounded like Ebola.
We're going to take a break. Everything is liquefying inside of me. I've got moments to live. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go through some of the movie stuff, since we did a lot of TV here. A couple little updates of things that happened this week. We'll be right back.
More It's Erik Nagel.
It's Erik Nagel.
Next. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Erik Nagel.
Hey, this is Seth Rogen. You're listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Welcome back. Erik, Gittles, Zia. Everybody is here with you for segment 2 of the program. 2. Looking at last week's box office, coming in at number 1, Midway, which looks great, but I don't think I'm going to the theater to see it. I'll wait for it on demand.
What is Midway? I've never heard of it.
Midway is a movie from World War II, where it's the story of the Battle of Midway, told by the leaders and the sailors who fought in said battle.
I heard it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah. But I was kind of curious about it too. Probably not going to go to in the theaters for that.
All right. Well, I'll wait for on demand.
I never even heard of it, so I'm probably not going to see it.
Coming in at number 2 is Dr. Sleep, which is it's weird. It's doing poorly money-wise, but critic-wise or word of mouth for it is doing well.
You know why?
Why?
Because I think a lot of people like me said there is no way I'm going to fucking see that movie because it looks stupid. And then all the critics are like, no, it's actually a good movie. And everyone is still on the mind frame of, well, it looks stupid, so I'm not going to see it. I think it would have been better if they didn't really market it so heavily as a Shining sequel.
I don't think they marketed it enough as a Shining sequel.
I think it was.
I was reading some stuff online.
Blood in the elevator in the trailer.
Yeah, dude, but you're talking about a modern audience that may not have seen that movie originally or at all since back then. I know it's an iconic scene, but I don't.
For.
You watch the trailer, this stuff's going on, and then it just says Dr. Sleep. It doesn't tell you, because people are idiots. You got to really force feed them on some of this
They talk about
stuff.
the Overlook Hotel. They show the twins. They show the room. They show the carpet. They show everything of The Shining.
Brian,
dude.
yes, but I'm talking for a younger audience. I don't think they have any fucking clue that it's a sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, but if they don't know it's a sequel to The Shining, then it's not the market for them anyway.
But that's what they were trying to get. They're trying to get everybody, and it's financially it's performing poorly. I don't think they marketed it the right way.
Yeah, I don't know, because like I said, I saw the trailer and I had no interest in seeing it because it just looked like some really weird Shining sequel.
They should have called it Shining 2, Dr. Sleep.
Ugh. Shining 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he really had to force it onto people for them to understand that this was if not a direct sequel, a companion piece to the first movie based off the Stephen King stories. But
it's getting great reviews. Everyone I talk to who's seen it says it's fantastic.
No, yeah, I've heard from word of mouth. Somebody I know went and saw it, said it was great. It's just financially not doing what they expected at all for it. It'll be a cult hit. Coming in at number 3, or maybe later on when everyone realizes what it's about. That you'll start seeing for the Blu-ray DVD sales, on demand, things like that.
Oh yeah, everyone doesn't want to see it because they think it's a Shining sequel.
I mean, I do.
Coming in at number 3 is Playing with Fire. That's the John Cena fireman movie. Number 4, Last Christmas, and number 5, Terminator: Dark Fate, which I've heard is not good.
Yeah, I'm not. I originally was gonna see it, but then I heard how bad it was, and I was like, I'm not gonna go in theaters and watch that.
My friends who saw it said it was the best one after 2, but that being said, it was terrible.
Yeesh. That's not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, they make too many of them, and for the most part, how many Terminator movies have there been now? 6 or 7, and only 2 of them are good.
But this movie's erasing everything else. Like, this is supposed to take place after the events of 2.
That.
Yeah.
But just stop making them.
Well, hopefully this will be the last one. Coming out this weekend to theaters near you. This movie I wasn't sure about, but I watched the trailer. Now I really want to see it. The Good Liar.
What's that?
It stars Ian McKellen and Helen
Mirren.
Helen Mirren. So it says consummate con man.
Oh, I saw the poster for this walking around.
Roy Courtney has set his sights on his latest mark, the recently widowed Betty McLeish, Leish, who is worth millions of dollars. But this time, what should have been a simple swindle escalates into a cat and mouse game with the ultimate stakes. It looks pretty cool, at least from the trailer, unless the trailer is really good and the movie sucks. But I kind of want to see it. What else is opening this weekend? Ford vs. Ferrari, which the trailer for this thing that I've seen, at least on TV, it's people getting into cars racing, and then it just goes Ford vs. Ferrari coming soon.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't see like the trailers with it, like what it's about?
No, I just see the ones that are on TV.
Wait, is this the Christian Bale, Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
No, not Brad Pitt. It's Christian Bale. Wait, is it Brad Pitt? Now I'm questioning myself, but I know it's Christian Bale, and I thought it was the other one, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. So it's Matt Damon, I think.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
I'm looking up right now too. Why did it not go to my thing?
It says 91% of people like this movie. So
yeah, no, I heard it was good. I actually want to see it, and I saw like the preview where it actually shows
Christian Bale, Matt Damon, John Barenthal.
There you go. Yeah. It looks actually really good. I want to watch that. I'm going to go see it, I think.
Ford vs. Ferrari, American car designer Carroll Shelby and driver Ken Miles battle corporate interference? Indifferent? I can't read that. There you go. Interference. Sorry. The laws of physics and their own personal demons. Something was popped up. I was trying to move it. The laws of physics and their own personal demons to build a revolutionary race car for Ford and challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966.
Interesting. All right.
What else opens this weekend? Oh, the reboot of Charlie's Angels.
No, thank you.
No interested
not
in
interested.
that. The following weekend, though, you have Frozen 2 if you have kids, Disney or whatever. Frozen...
Is that Thanksgiving weekend? They're planning that one good.
No, that's not. Wait, is Thanksgiving next weekend?
Wait, when is Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I have no
Stop
idea.
panicking!
I have no idea when anything is.
It means nothing to me because we're not doing jack shit, but I get the day off.
Is November 28th, so it's not next week.
Okay.
Oh,
so
Thanksgiving's
it's
late
after.
this year. Okay. I like how everyone's freaked out. It's like, what? Did I miss it?
I'm like, I don't know what happened.
I'm going to make a pie, and it's just my... Thanksgiving is the day that I just get to eat pretty much an entire pie, and I don't feel bad about it, you know?
You stick a fork into the pie and go, mine, and you just go off to the couch and you...
Yep.
It's like, all right, we're not seeing her for half an hour.
Uh-huh.
Frozen 2 next weekend. 21 Bridges, which is Black Panther playing a detective who shuts down Manhattan for a terrorist attack or to prevent a terrorist attack.
Okay.
And then this one's cool, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Tom Hanks is Mr. Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I don't think
happening.
I'll watch that. I don't
Next
know.
week, Brian and I are going to a movie screening.
Yay, I can't wait. I'm
Of
excited.
what?
We're going to go see Knives Out.
I want to watch that. Tell me how it is.
I've heard it's great. Every single review said it's really good. It's like a modern day
Modern day what?
Like a modern day Clue.
That's
where,
what
like,
I was
it's
thinking.
like where it's like a whodunit up until like the very, very end, where like they don't reveal it until like almost credits. So I'm like very excited.
It has a bit of a Doc. Remember Doc Holliday? Not Doc Holliday. Greedy. I think the movie's called Greedy. It was a Michael J. Fox movie.
I didn't watch it.
With him and his family were all trying to compete for the grandfather that the patriarch of the entire family was super rich, that they thought was dying, and the whole family's just there thinking he's on his deathbed, and they're coming to pay their respects and get things in order, and then they're all competing to try to curry the favor of this guy so he'll put like them in the lead of his will in the last moments, and Michael J. Fox doesn't want anything to do with all of this stuff. Spoiler, he winds up giving it to Michael J. Fox at the end. But it felt like that movie. It felt like Clue, and then, everyone killing each other. So I'm really excited for Knives Out.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Who's in Knives Out? Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette, Daniel Craig, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon.
Who's John Donson?
Don Johnson.
John Donson?
Yeah, John Donson.
No,
John Dodson. Mighty
No.
Mouse?
I can't say that too many times. It's hard to say.
So there's some good stuff in there.
Jodson.
We didn't talk last week, but this news came out. Bill Murray confirmed for the new Ghostbusters 2020.
Oh, shit.
So now all that's left is Rick Moranis, which is rumored that he may be joining the movie as well.
Oh,
Nice.
shit. His kids are grown now, so...
How pissed are the 2016 Ghostbuster people?
They made a shitty movie.
Yeah. Well, when they announced
Get
that
outta
this
here.
was coming, right, that trailer came out, Leslie Jones was very vocal online saying this is bullshit. We didn't get a chance to make our second movie. Why do they...
Yeah, because your first one fucking sucked.
Why do they you got to jump back on there? We don't get our fair share on this stuff. It's like, no, you kind of did, and nobody liked
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
what can you do? You didn't get greenlit for a sequel. That thing's dead and gone. And they said, you know what? Let's go back to the original franchise. And since they didn't do the Ghostbusters 3 that Dan Aykroyd originally had written, this is a new version of stuff. I wish they would have made Ghostbusters 3 because his script idea was pretty cool. Do you remember what that was? He's talked about it forever.
I think I kind of remember reading it, but I don't remember too much.
It's where the Ghostbusters wind up in hell
Oh.
and they have to
That
fight their
sounds
way
fun.
back out.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah,
That
it's
sounds
pretty good.
awesome.
It does, right? He just couldn't get Bill
Yeah.
Murray to do it.
I mean, it's basically
What?
Bill and Ted too.
Oh, probably better.
Would
That'd be
hell
funny
have
if
to
they
fight
ran
their way
into them there. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
hey,
you
what's up,
gotta
guys?
help us.
Whoa,
No.
Ghostbusters. No ghosts,
they
you're just
should-
demons, dude.
They should do that because we're getting another Bill and Ted, and we're getting now another Ghostbusters. Just make that happen. Do like a quick one scene crossover. That'd be amazing.
I like how you just said
Demons aren't
Ghostbusters.
ghosts, dude. And they like trying to like shoot him. It's like, told you, it's not gonna work here.
How's it going, Beelzebub?
He's my Beelzebub. oh, awesome. And then they all do this shred.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that now.
So that's
Is this a movie? Is this happening?
Yeah.
Or did we just make it up?
They haven't given an official title. It's just been called Ghostbusters 2020 for now.
No, I was talking about the crossover with Bill and Ted.
Oh.
Is that happening, or did we just made that up?
We just made that up.
Ah, fuck.
They take from
I was really
Ghostbusters
excited
2,
for a second there.
where you hear the thing going off and they go, remember when they did do re, like that? So it goes Bill, Ted, Egon, and like, oh, they went to this again. Anyway, so that's exciting news still to come. Did you see the trailer for Fantasy Island?
No.
Gittles, you might enjoy this. So I had no idea, because I grew up as a kid with Fantasy Island, the television show, right?
Yes.
It was all happy. People went down there, and then it just started becoming a rotating cast of, well, if you did Love Boat, you got to do Fantasy Island, and if you have any kind of sitcom, you do Fantasy Island. It just became a celebrity watch. But I guess the original story of Fantasy Island was very dark and horror-based, right? So the movie trailer comes out. It's a 2.5-minute trailer for Fantasy Island, and it's some pretty torturous, messed up stuff.
I'm watching it right now. Oh, it's Blumhouse.
Yep.
Oh, Get Out and Halloween.
I'm trying to think. The guy who's playing the lead, he was mostly a character actor who's now starting to get more prominent roles. Michael Pena.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like Michael Pena. He was in the Ant-Man movies.
Right, but like he was always like a more of a character actor, a side actor. Never really had the full lead on things. I saw him on a Netflix movie not too long ago. It was called Extinction. It's on Netflix. It's actually pretty good. Where they think the aliens are coming down to kill them, and it's not the case at all.
It's not the case, yeah. It's
yeah.
weird.
A little bit of a spoiler for telling you that, but if you haven't seen it...
major spoiler, yes.
So we won't tell you what the twist is, just that there's a twist. But yeah, if you get a chance to go and watch it on Netflix, go watch Extinction. But Michael Pena is in a lot of great stuff. He was Ponch when they remade Chips, when they did the Chips movie.
He has really good comedic timing.
Yeah, he's very good.
Like, yeah, he's funny.
What else did I
Watching this trailer,
I can't remember.
and I can't even hear the sound, and I still want to see it.
It looks crazy. It's creepy, but
Yeah.
he plays Mr. Rourke on there, and there's no tattoo, which I was disappointed about. Well, we've been joking. So there's I don't remember the actress's name, but it's a female who's playing his assistant now. So we were joking, of course, you had a Filipino midget, and in today's climate, that couldn't be big. That's not good enough. We have to change everything around, and they put a black woman in there. But it's like, well, he was the ideal candidate for diversity and inclusion for all that, and you still switched him out to put something else in there. But it looks good.
Whoa,
Michael Rooker's
this
in there
looks
too.
Crazy.
Lucy Hale. Right? It's all messed up. This is all in the trailer there, so we're not really ruining anything. But people go to this island resort and they think, oh, this is they're gonna have a great time, and it turns out it's like you can have your fantasies come true. It feels a little Westworld-ish if you want to put it in some kind of modern, point of view. It feels a little Westworld-ish where you go there and you can live out your fantasies. But there's a twist to it that it's not like it's like the monkey's paw thing from Twilight Zone. You make the wish, but there's always some kind of repercussion for making that wish.
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be like the twist is gonna be like it's the San Junipero episode of Black Mirror, and it's all like a fucking video game.
All that their consciousness is all on a hard drive.
Yes.
You think? I think they're going for more of a horror movie thing. Like once you come there, you're so isolated from the rest of the world, nobody thinks to look for you.
Well, maybe that feels like more like Island of Dr. Moreau than.
Oh yeah, that's in there too. There's some weird stuff. Watch the trailer after the show when you get a chance to.
I'll watch the trailer then,
and then tell me what you think about it, because I think it might be right up your alley. We did all the Netflix, we did all the streaming stuff. The Irishman on November 27th. That's about it. So do you know what Spectrum is? Spectrum Original. Is that
another streaming service?
Yeah, apparently it's so. I'm watching TV and a commercial pops on, and it's Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt, right? So they're bringing back Mad About You.
Oh my.
So I remember like a year or two ago with the success of Will and Grace coming back to NBC that they were trying to bring back, the production company that has Mad About You was trying to bring this back. NBC didn't want it. So I guess they made it and they shopped it around. But I was seeing the ads on TV for it. It says The Return of Mad About You. It's a Spectrum original coming November 20th. So apparently they have a kid and the kid's going off to college and they're dealing with the kid off in college and being back on their own again. I don't know what Spectrum original is or Spectrum is. And now it's like, who's going to watch this?
Wait, hold on. I feel like is Spectrum... I don't know. I feel like Spectrum is under like the Lifetime umbrella.
I'll have to look that up too. But it's just,
Mad About You was a TV show or a movie?
Mad About You was a long-running TV show in the late 90s, I think into the early 2000s on NBC. It was Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt.
So I just if I type in Spectrum, I just get like the actual cable service,
which was Time Warner's cable, and which is so atrocious in New York City and in the Northeast that it was so bad that they just had to switch the name, and they still just put out the same garbage service.
Yeah, I can't find anything here for Spectrum.
So is the cable? It's like saying a Comcast original that if you only have Comcast cable, that you can only watch this show. Like, it's hard enough to have a streaming service where everyone can access it and maybe have to pay for it. If you limit it to just your cable service, you're grossly diluting the potential of people that will actually, come to watch this thing or maybe even accidentally find it. Because no matter what cable company you're with, there's so many of them around the country that it's just fractions of audiences. Yeah, I don't know what Spectrum is.
It could just be like an online thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking online here. I'm looking on Deadline.
I can't find anything. I'm Googling it right now, and all I could find is how to save money on my phone bill.
Yeah, it just says internet, cable, TV, and phone service.
Unless they have a network. I mean, everyone has a fucking network now, dude. It's like UHF. Like, they could have their own network, and they just have, like, some guy, in the back just making TV shows.
Spatula City!
Yeah.
Order 9 spatulas now. Get the 10th one for just
show.
Yeah, get the 10th one for just 1 penny. Who changed the back of the penny? Spatula City.
Take shield pennies. Get out of here with your shield pennies.
What better way to say I love you than the gift of a spatula?
The gift of the spatula.
I love that movie.
Anyway. It's a movie I can quote, and none of my young coworkers get it, and I feel so old.
Yeah, because you used to be able to quote it, people didn't know it because they went to see Batman that opened that weekend, and you were just the guys that went to see UHF. Now it's a whole generation or two removed from this movie. Other TV updates for you. Do you watch any? Do you still watch any of the Conan stuff, like online, YouTube, Facebook, any of those things?
If something gets sent to me and someone's like, "Here, watch this," I'll watch it. But otherwise, I don't really look.
Conan does this great series called Conan Without Borders, and he goes to different countries around the world and just to like explore the cities or the countries. He did one recently. Showed up on my thing, and I didn't know he was promoting it. But he went to Ghana. Was really kind of cool. So if you're into that kind of stuff, look up Conan Without Borders Ghana, either on the Team Coco on YouTube or their Facebook thing, I think, is also streaming it as well. Also started this past weekend, Rick and Morty Season 4, finally here.
Yay.
First episode came and went. Did you get to see it, Zia?
I haven't watched Rick and Morty yet. That's what I get from it. No, not the damn it.
You need to go and watch that.
Can we even continue the show, Eric?
Well,
everybody has been telling me for the longest time that I need to watch Rick and Morty, and I know I do. I just do so many of these after shows that most of my free time is spent watching those shows.
All right, Zia.
Speaking of after shows, when you watch Rick and Morty, stay through the credits because there's always a bit after the credits.
Ooh, okay, good to know.
All right, Zia, I'm sending you to another dimension while we talk.
She's not going to get the reference because she doesn't watch the show.
No, but is the dimension better than this one? Because I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
No, it's probably not. It's probably filled with Nazi shrimp.
Wow,
all right, so Gittles and I saw episode 4. If you didn't, sorry, spoilers. We're going to talk about it.
Episode 1.
Season 4, episode 1. That too. What did you think of it overall?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good comeback after how long they were gone, and it kind of eased everyone back into the Rick and Morty world. I like that it felt more like season 1, season 2 than season 3 with the writing. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, to be honest. I thought it was really fun. I liked that they spoofed, what was that? That movie with Tom Cruise where he kept dying.
Oh, Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like they were spoofing with it, with Rick just kept dying and respawning in like different bodies and didn't know where he was.
He was respawning in different dimensions, and the ongoing theme was that somehow every dimension he spawned in, fascism was the way to go, was the rule of thumb for existing in these dimensions.
Yeah.
And at one point he was held hostage by fascist Morty, who was dressed like a SS trooper.
Fascist Morty, and the gear guy, and Rick flying around in the universe was great.
Where he sat there and he's like, "Oh, could you hold this 1 second?" And Morty's holding a gun to Rick in the spaceship, and he's like, "You're telling him where to go." And he goes, "Hang on." And he hits all these Meeseeks boxes at once. He goes, "Meeseeks, kill fascist Morty." And they just dive and they shoot him, and it blew open the spaceship, so they all went floating into space.
Oh, it's so good. There's so many different Meeseeks. They had the Kirkland Meeseeks, which we joked at Costco because I had the box and I was like, "You think that's really like a Costco Meeseeks?" And then it was a Costco Meeseeks in the episode. I thought that was great because he was just smoking a cigarette and he didn't care.
Yeah. So he was red. He was just a cheap knockoff. He was just cheap. That's all the only difference.
His hair was like blonde.
Yeah. Didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it was great.
The whole episode, you're right. It was slow. It built up. It got you back into the groove of things. Then when you had all the stuff happening at once in the middle, the one episode where was that the Wasp episode where they were eating the teacher on the table?
Yes, that was great.
And the teacher started spawning children. He's like, "Run, my children, be free!" And they just eat it all up. Like, it was really gross.
Like, I was laughing pretty hard at that because he's just sitting there, he's like, "Stop eating me!" And then he's like, "Run, my babies, run!" And then they just eat the babies immediately, and it's so funny.
Well, it was a very fun episode, and at the end of the first episode was similar to the end of the final episode of season 3. Where they did that little rant with each other. He goes, "What if we're going to come back? We're going to do it better. What if we do 90 episodes? We're going to do 90 episodes. Rick, Morty, this is never going to end." That kind of banter back and forth. They did that again at this episode. What were they talking about?
No, they were just saying the same thing. He was just like, "Yeah, we're back, and we're gonna do some things that are like season 1, and it's totally familiar." And then Rick's like, "Yeah, and then we're gonna do things that are totally off the wall and new, and it's gonna be different, and people are gonna like it." And it's like, "Yeah," and then Morty's like, "And some weeks we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna sit on our asses." Yeah, like there's basically kind of going over,
and then Summer was
all the critical complaints of Rick and Morty season 3 by kind of addressing it at the end there, which was kind of nice.
And then Summer was in the background in the garage, kind of mocking them,
mimicking them. Yeah,
and he's like, "Wait, what did you say, Summer?" "Oh, I didn't say anything." "Nope." And then he said, "I have every room monitored so I can hear everything going on at once." And then he plays her back, and then they just spend the rest of the episode as it's pulling away like an old-fashioned sitcom, like an aerial shot as they're just standing outside the garage screaming at her, blaming her for everything.
Well, because then when they show what she's saying, she's like, "Oh my God, I love you so much. I just want to make out with you. Oh my God, look at this," just pretending that's what they're saying. It was just so ridiculous. Did you watch the bit after the credits?
No, I didn't. I have it on the DVR. I'll have to go back and watch it.
It's so good. You have to watch the bit after the credits.
All right.
Because it makes everything from the whole episode even funnier.
Okay. I will have to do that.
Yeah.
I missed out on that part. Usually I do stay for after the credits, but I think I had too much going on. I forgot to do it.
It's really funny.
And
it's really dark.
That's about it for TV movie updates. I mean, other than Disney Plus, there wasn't much going on as we go into the holiday seasons, I think. If you're still watching network TV, I don't know how you're putting up with that, but that all goes to break, I think, the first week of December, and they don't come back till February at some point. Right. I think that's about it. So let's do the plugs. Get out of here. Gittles, what do you have?
Gittlebase, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and this Sunday at Lot 45 in Bushwick at 2 p.m., the Chili Takedown. It's the biggest one of the year, so if you're going to come out, It's going to be good. I think there's over 20 different contestants. If you fucking shake that can, I'm going to reach through the screen and choke you like Mia would strangle a small kitten to death. And
makes me sound like such a monster.
I feel like the fucking dog whisperer. Like every time you pick up that can, I'm like, and I can't reach through the screen and punch you. And that's what makes me really upset.
All right.
And that's all my plugs before I plug Erik in the face.
Zia, what do you have?
Twitters and Instagrams at Zia_land. Please don't shake the can. It's XIA_land. And also check out the Mandalorian after show. It's going to be on Fridays at noon over on the AfterBuzz TV network on YouTube. So if you're watching Mandalorian and you want to hear us break it down and discuss everything, the archive version will also be up there. And then Marvel Movie News and Marvel News Daily over on the Popcorn Talk.
All right. For me, it's E-Rock Radio on all the social media platforms, but more importantly, the show, it's Erik Nagel across the board on all the social media platforms. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. That does help us out. And if you want to leave a message to be used on a future episode, we would appreciate that. Call 651-SMITHERS. That's 651-764-8437. There was a lot of calls for last week's episode. A lot of it was very dumb, but I filtered through the the calls, and we got some decent ones up on there. We're always looking to hear from you.
I haven't heard any of these calls. Erik is making everything up.
No, go listen to the last episode. The last half hour. Some of the calls. One guy wrote me. He's like, "I really need to know your thoughts."
That's not a call. That's a right. See?
He called and said, I said the wrong thing. He said, I really need to know your thoughts. Is a hot dog a sandwich or not? And I said, not doing this. This is dumb.
It is. But yes.
And then somebody called and said, what is love? And I responded, baby, don't hurt me no more. Anyway. So we'll get out of here. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
Oh my God, put down the Candalorian.
Oh.
It's Erik Nagel.
Code blue! Code blue! We got drinks on fire! Drinks on fire! The baby! Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itseriknagel.com.
And remember to tell 2 friends, so they can tell 2 friends, and those 2 friends can tell 2 friends. Well, you know what we